It's fourth quarter of the season, and in order to have great practices Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, I think guys do wear down, and we don't do very much on Sunday anyway. We go out and do some corrections and move around a little bit, so we just didn't go out just to keep them off their feet. As far as their mood, in the meeting, we made sure to point out this is what happened in the game. The score is what it is, but where did it go wrong? This was not a game that they weren't prepared for. This wasn't a game that they were distracted and didn't come to play. And it's evident, with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, we're down by 4 points. In the third quarter, we start the third quarter, we go down, we kick a field goal, get inside the 10 and kick a field goal, come back, get a turnover, get the ball back, and don't get any points out of it, even though we're in their territory. And it kind of goes downhill from there, and we play our worst quarter of the season as a team in the fourth quarter. So we're very disappointed in that. We had been a great fourth quarter team almost all year long, and so we want to focus on what went wrong, correcting that, and but also continue to remind them of this is what happened. If we finish these series right here, it's a completely different game. All of a sudden, you score there, you take the lead, the pressure's back on them. They may have to throw the ball a little bit, and it can be a different game at that point.
It was awkward. Some of those kids, I had when they were seventh graders in middle school, all the way up until they were juniors in high school before 05 when I went to Mississippi. So it was awkward being on the sideline against them. And although I had that relationship with them, I wanted to do nothing more than to bring home a win for Tennessee. So as the game progressed on, and we were going, it's kind of like a heavyweight fight. We throw a lick, they throw a lick, and we're going back and forth. And then as it started to ease away, that's where, all right, here we go. Just keep on competing till the end and get ready for the next one. But post-game, it was good, to see some of the former players and that I have relationship with over the years. And wish them the best of luck, and we'll continue to do our thing the last 2 weeks.
I addressed them. I didn't spend an hour talking about it because we needed to focus on the game. And those three individuals were not going to be a part of that game. They were not going to be a part of traveling. And so there wasn't a distraction as far as having to address, well, why are they here? And so I told the team that we were still gathering information and that they wouldn't be with us. I know that was the right way to go. You spend more time talking about it. That's how you create a distraction. And I think the evidence is in the game. I think you could sit here and say if the game's 17-0 or 20-0 at halftime, or we're not in the game, or we're having a bunch of penalties, or we're turning the ball over. We end up with 2 enforced penalties. We end up with no turnovers. I think then that's a real conversation. Were we distracted? But I think there's a lot of evidence to say we were not distracted by this, especially the players. They didn't have to deal with it. I spent a few minutes talking about it to them. I wasn't one who had to deal with it, so I don't think it distracted them.
This group has shown resilience and character, because there was a lot of times where we could have pointed the finger or blamed it on chemistry and continuity, because one guy would be there, then the next week he would not be there, but we didn't. We stayed to the course and continued to work hard and developed as a group as a whole. And those young guys at times had to step up and make plays and be accountable, and they did so. And we're still not where we want to be, but we're making strides, and I think we're headed in the right direction.